Before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Harakakwadash, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, Shalom to the Akim. So let's get started. I want to go into Ephraim and Manasseh because you got a bugged out Israelite camp called FOPE, which believe that the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh are not tribes. Plus, I don't think they believe in the New Testament. All right, so you got a lot of these bugged out Israelites coming out with some wayward, doctrines and beliefs. So I want to, in this video, I want to go into a little bit of history, but I also want to prove that Joseph is interchangeable with the tribe of Ephraim. All right, Joseph is interchangeable with the tribe of Ephraim. All right, the so-called Puerto Ricans will be the tribe of Ephraim, and the so-called Cubans will be from the tribe of Manasseh. All right, we fit the prophecy clearly, so I actually wanted to go live on a history channel, but obviously that ain't work, so not as of yet. So Lord willing, I'll do next time. But I want to start with, oh man. I got so many precepts lined up. Let's go into Numbers chapter 1. Actually, I'll start from Genesis 49. I'll start Genesis 49. Genesis 49. This is Genesis chapter 49 and verse, I'll get right to the point. Genesis 49 and verse 22. Joseph is a fruitful bow, even a fruitful bow by a well whose branches run over the wall. So now and this, I believe this video, I forgot whose page, was it on Vocab's page or whatever, they were going into it, and they were just reading the tribes down. They said, look, see, Ephraim ain't mentioned in Genesis 49. Ephraim ain't mentioned, but these niggas don't read. These niggas do not read. They don't have no understanding. So when you go into Joseph, right, we're gonna prove that Joseph is part of the tribe. So when you go into Numbers 1 and, what's that, 30, I believe I wrote it down, Numbers 1 and 32. It says this, of the children of Joseph, which Joseph had Manasseh and Ephraim, right? Of the children of Joseph, namely of the children of Ephraim. Now let's look up this word namely. What does it mean, namely? Namely of the children of Ephraim. That is, namely, that is to say, to be specific. To be specific. That is to say specifically, in other words, so Joseph is Ephraim. That's basically what they're saying, that Joseph is Ephraim. All right, so the tribe is interchangeable. So let's grab another one. Let's go into Psalms 108. Psalms 108. Psalms 108 and I'll start at verse 7. Yahweh, or the Most High, have spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine. Manasseh is mine. That's a tribe. Ephraim, we're going to continue to prove it. Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah is my lawgiver. And also, FOPE doesn't believe that you're going to have light-skinned Israelites. FOPE believes in all black Hebrew Israelites, BOIs, black-only Israelites. All right, so we're going to go into those scriptures too and prove that you're going to have Israelites that look like other nations. What if you found out that you were a chocolate-covered cracker? What if you found out, FOPE, that you was an Edomite? There's a lot of Edomites that look like Israelites, that appear to be Israelites. They got the woolly hair, they got the dark complexion, but your grandfathers, they go back to Edom. So you know what that means? Your ass going into slavery, boy. Right? See, the Most High set this up beautifully. Those that you don't think they're Israelites are Israelites, and those those that you think are Israelites, like you might look at somebody because they're like so-called black man or son, they might be an Edomite. They might be an Edomite. All right, that's what you call the wheat and tares, the parable of the wheat and tares. So Psalm 108, Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine, Ephraim also is the strength of mine head. Judah, which is a tribe, our Lord Yahweh Shai comes from the tribe of Judah, is my lawgiver. So there you go. Right? So namely meaning that Joseph and Ephraim are interchangeable. So let's grab one key figure in the Old Testament, okay, whose name was Joshua. He was a key figure in the Old Testament. Now, when you go into Numbers 13, actually get right to the point, verse 16. Nope, actually let's start at verse 8. Of the tribe of Ephraim, Oshea, the son of Nun. Of the tribe of Ephraim, Oshea, the son of Nun. Let's jump down to verse 16. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. And Moses called Oshea, which is Hawashai in the Hebrew. Okay, Hawashai in the Hebrew, which means deliverer, not our Lord. Our Lord is, Oshea, he changed his name to Hawashai, Joshua, right. Okay, and Moses called Oshea, which means deliverer, the son of Nun, Jehoshua, okay, which when you go into, you can connect this with the same name. Our Lord Yahweh Shai has the same name as Joshua. Yahweh Shai, which means he delivers. Joshua is not our Lord, but he has the same name. It was common for Israelites back then to have the same names. So there you go. So you're going to tell me that Joshua, he's saying, Joshua clearly tells you in Numbers 13 and 8 that Joshua is from the tribe of Ephraim. Okay, is from the tribe of Ephraim. So that's a cut. Let's go to Revelation chapter 7 and verse matter of fact, let's just start from 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. All right, children, the Hebrew word is banyam, which are the children or men, or sons or men, right? Of the tribe of Judah, and these 144,000 are all men, not women. So get that shit out your head, right? And it says here, of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of skip the of the tribe of Judah, verse 5. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad, Native American Indians, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. So clearly Manasseh is part of the tribes. But they say, no, Dan is over there in Ethiopia. You know, these niggas is bugged out. And everybody, I noticed, man, when the pressure, it mounts and builds up, man, when you see things happening and Esau coming in like a flood, niggas quick to turn bitch. Oh, nah. They switch up the doctrine. Oh, nah, I don't believe it because they scared. A lot of you niggas are scared. All right, you gotta what? If you believe in something so wholeheartedly, you gotta live it. You gotta, if you believe in something like you say you do, you gotta live it. You gotta live it, man. You can't just go, nah, fuck that shit. Because they used to teach that the tribes, Ephraim, I believe, FOPE, well, when they were in the house of David, they believed that that the so-called Puerto Ricans were of the tribes and Manasseh. But they flip shit around. They're not following that no more. But anyway, right, of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. So of the tribe of Joseph, now Joseph is Ephraim. Ephraim is like the top of the northern kingdom. Okay, the top of the northern kingdom. All right, you had a king by the name of Hoshea. He was the 19th and last king of the northern kingdom. Right, right before Salmanasseh V and Sargon II took down the northern kingdom and carried the northern kingdom to Assyria and placed impostors in that land, or in Shechem. So he was from the tribe of Ephraim, right? But we're gonna go into a little more, we're gonna go into the history. But right, So also want to bring out, a brother put me on his book, right? This is called the brief a brief account of the destruction of the Indies. This is the cover of the book, right? The Taino goes into the Taino Indians, right? Bartolomé de las Casas. Okay, we're gonna mention what? Matter of fact, I'll mention it now. 1492, the movie Conquest of Paradise, Christopher Columbus. I know you brothers watched that movie. They knew you had Israelites here in America or in the Americas. That's why they had those Hebrew interpreters. That's why Christopher Columbus said Ezra. He mentioned Ezra, which is in the Apocrypha, which is a part of the Old Testament, which is part of the Bible. How could you be so sure? Ezra, because they knew that the Northern Kingdom came here. All right, that's well documented history. That's well documented history. So, I'm gonna have to jump around. So, you blacks in America, you Puerto Ricans, you know, I've been around them, so I would know. You have to live around your own people to know their characteristics and how they get down. Always hanging on a porch, all right, hustling, selling drugs, being loudmouth. Ephraim is silly as all hell, because I got Ephraim in my family, so I would know that. Silly as all hell. All right, they always joke around. Ephraim is a silly dove, right? Ephraim, all right, the tribe of Ephraim, or the so-called Puerto Ricans, are Israelites. It is no getting around that. All right, so I've been around you so-called Puerto Ricans and the tribe of Judah. You fit the description of being an Israelite. You're in and out the prison house, right? You're always fighting in the streets, always jumping somebody, all right? You're oppressed. The same way the so-called blacks in America are oppressed, same way you Puerto Ricans are oppressed, same way you Dominicans are oppressed, you Haitians are oppressed. All the tribes fit they all fit the same, they go through the same struggle. So let's grab Jeremiah 50 and verse 33. It says this: Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, the children of Israel, which is the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes, and the children of Judah, which is the southern kingdom, were oppressed together. All that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. Now, here in America, you Puerto Ricans, you live in almost every major city, even suburbs here in America, or you live in ghettos here in America. But in Puerto Rico, I believe they call them barrios. Barrios. The Brazilians over there in Brazil, they live in favelas. Favelas. I've been around all these tribes, so I would know that. And brothers should know that. But we're oppressed, man. You're going through the same exact struggle. Same exact struggle. Being subject to payments, being under this damn Edomite devil. Right? So we're oppressed together, and we're here in America, mainly here in America, we're oppressed together. But you're oppressed all throughout the earth, but you're oppressed here, mainly here in America. So let's grab, man. All right, let's go into color, right? Let's go into some color scriptures. Now, let's go into, first I want to go, and also I'm going to go into like scriptures that deal like, us being scattered. All right, you're going to look like other nations. So if you're scattered, of course, you're going to look like other nations. You're going to speak their tongue. That's what happened during the Greek Empire. We started speaking the Greek language or the Greek tongue. During the time of Nehemiah, when you go to the book of Nehemiah, Israelites spoke the different tongues. So we're going to go into Jeremiah 12 and 9. No, actually, let's start with 1 Samuel. First Samuel 16 and 7 and verse 7. Shalakia. 1 Samuel 16 and verse 7. But the Lord said to Samuel, look not on his countenance or in the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. So you have bodily eyes. Men have bodily eyes. They only see appearance. Oh, he looked like Edomite. He got blonde hair. He got blue eyes. Oh, he's an Edomite. Don't talk to him. Shut him away. You ain't supposed to do that, man. You're supposed to try the spirits by the spirits, right? And it says this, because you're gonna have Israelites that look like Edomites. For the Lord seeth not as, you're gonna have Israelites that look like Hamites, Right? For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For a man, now you can have like, say for example, you got like a Cushite or someone who appears to be a Somalian or Ethiopian come up to the camp. And right away, some Israelite camps will be like, nope, you know you're going into slavery because your family, your forefathers put us in slavery. And they probably agree because all that social construct building up in a brain. I'm like, yeah, I know, I feel bad, I know, but you still got to go into slavery, right? Yeah, I know. But then again, what if they keep coming back and keep coming back and they're really interested in this word? What you gonna say? You still a Hamite, or you a Cushite? Or you put a Kawashan? Forget about it. You know, we don't do that over here, right? We don't do that over here. When I say here, you know, brothers should know what I mean. We don't do that over here. We're not these other Israelite camps. If you look like an Edomite, you come up to me with a sincere heart, look, man, or a sincere mind, look, now I'm gonna deal with you. I'm gonna break down the scriptures to you. I'll be out there for hours if the Spirit is on me. I'll go in this thing for hours and draw out this information. No, but if you come up like an Edomite with that hateful spirit, you know, because I got Edomites that come by the camp, they always do the same, they always scoff the same exact shit over and over. I know they Edomites, right? So, I don't think FOPE is on a level to even be reading scriptures, to be honest with you. Because I watched one of their videos, they said Herod was an Israelite. Come on, man, you gotta do better than that, man. You know, you gotta go into more history. They probably do go into the history, but they believe that Herod is an Israelite. He's not an Israelite, he's an Edomite. Idumean. Right, his fathers are all Edomites. Antipater the Idumean, his grandfathers, his great-great-grandfather, all Edomites. Right? Vocab Malone, he's an Edomite. Haman Malone, he's an Edomite. So it says here, verse 7, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the mind. So this thing is all about the spirit. It's all about, of course, your bloodline. We understand it's about the bloodline. But if you have the spirit of Israelite, you can't deny that. I'm not turning nobody away. You can't deny that. This is Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8 and start at verse 14. For as many as are led by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, they are the sons of God, of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For he have not received the spirit of bondage again of fear, but he have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. So you Israelite foreigners are coming back. Doesn't matter how you look, man. We could care less over here. It doesn't matter how you look. All right, you got some Israelites that don't believe that the Sicilians, because they don't bring it out. So obviously they don't believe in it. They believe in all black Hebrew Israelites. Like I said, what if you are a chocolate-covered cracker? What you gonna say then? What you gonna say then? The Lord said he'll work a work in your days, even if a man was to actually, let's grab that after this. Let me read this first. Excuse me. The Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And I noticed something about a lot of Israelite foreigners. I don't really comment too much on comment boards, but I noticed some brothers are really insecure of how they look. Oh, got blonde hair. Hey, guess what? That's in the laws. You know that? Why do you think the Most High wrote that in the law? Having blonde hair is a plague. Of course, to identify who Edom is. Okay, we know Esau is these Edomites, but Israelites are gonna have some that blonde hair. Some Israelites are gonna look like all people. Why do you think that's in Leviticus, in the book of Leviticus? You can't deny that. Or if a man got a plague, okay, leprosy. Okay, look, man, he ain't got no pigmentation, but his spirit is heavy and his spirit is on him. He's doing videos. He's an Israelite. But some of y'all is like insecure, like, oh, I got straight hair. Damn, what if I'm a heathen? Don't let them Israelites feed you that. Don't let them other Israelites lie to you, man. Because they want you to believe you're not an Israelite. All right, but you're more in the spirit than a lot of these niggas. I can see that. Brothers can see that. You got Israelite foreigners that look like Edomites or Israelites that look like Edomites. They're more in the spirit than a lot of these people out here, than a lot of these Israelites out here, excuse me. I will work in your days. I will work. Where's that at? I will. If anybody's on the common board, Shalom, Salakia, you know, sometimes it doesn't pop up on the screen. I will work a work. Yeah, Habakkuk 1:5. Behold, he among the heathen and regard and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days which you will not believe, though it be told you. Man, that's what we're telling you. The Lord is working. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. For the Lord to pull you out of this world, you looking like an Edomite, all right? It is, all Israelites are contrary to people that look like Edomites, but they will not take the time. That's how you know they're not real teachers. They will not take the time to break down these scriptures properly and accurately and correctly and tell them, you know what? Yeah, we got Israelites that are scattered among the heathen. The Lord scattered us among the heathen. Let's grab that too. This is Ezekiel 11. Ezekiel chapter 11 and I'll start at verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahawashi, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, cast who off? The Israelites, the northern and southern kingdom. Okay, during the time of Yahawashi, when he was on the scene, you had Jews that lived outside of Judea, or those that were Israelites that did not know they were Israelites. Okay, and we clearly see those examples walk by us. We clearly see that at camp. You know, you have to really be patient with a lot of these people. You have to really, the scriptures say, be patient and apt to teach. You have to be patient with people. You got to give them time. You know, and the Spirit eventually is going to, you know, bring them in, right? But you got to give them time. You can't just call somebody, eat them. Oh, he look like a Moabite. Oh, here we go. That's a gook right there. I've noticed that, man. A lot of you Israelite foreigners, man. I'll be watching like body language and like videos. I'm like, damn, he's talking too much about wheat and tears. Like, don't. No, of course you can bring that out, but don't just be like, hey, Shalom, Mat, Yeshai, Shalom, Mat, Yahbashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Kakwadash, Khan. Yeah, I was gonna get that. Hosea 7 and 8. You beat me to it. I'm gonna read it for you though. You know, the body language says a lot about a person, and like, damn, like, oh man, they all scared or timid to be out there on the streets. Man, fuck them other Israelite camps. I said it. All right, we ain't supposed to be no respecter of person. Yeah, of course we give credit and honor where honor is due. But look, man, a lot of these Israelite camps are off. I'm talking about the ones that are off. I'm not talking about the ones that break down the scriptures properly. But of course, you have to at least show a level of respect when it comes to certain things. We understand that. But FOPE is out of order. I watched one of their live streams one time, or a repeat of one of their live streams. You had a nigga with dreadlocks smoking a cigarette. I'm not fucking making this shit up. And they ain't rebuke him or nothing. So this is how Israelites get down. Oh, yeah, you can smoke a cigarette. Bravo, bravo. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is bugged the hell out, man. Bugged out. But let me finish reading this. I'm gonna grab the brother's precept. That's actually a precept I had lined up. This is Ezekiel chapter 11 and verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahawashi, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary. Meaning the elect is a small sanctuary, a small portion, 144,000, plus you got the 1/3 men, women, and children. That's a small portion. Everyone, all Israelites ain't going past the Red Sea this time. You know what I'm saying? I got that precept for you too. I had that lined up. Kid you not. Where we wrote it down at? Samuel, I had it lined up here. Jeremiah. I had it lined up. I thought I wrote it down. Oh yeah, I did write it down. Right over here, yep. So let's read this. It said, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. We're scattered. Israelites are scattered amongst all nations. You go to, what's that? Isaiah 16 and 4. It said, Moab, hide my outcast among Moab. So you got Israelites among the Chinese. And that's why brothers be stressing out. That's why we bring out so much history and so much information. I ain't gonna front, I'm worn the hell out. I'm worn the hell out, but you have to defend the gospel. You have to continue to defend the Bible, continue to defend. All right, vocab and these apologists ain't defending shit because they don't believe in the Bible. What they're doing is just, now they're cut. They're cut because they know you're gonna have Israelites that look like other nations because you see it in Great Millstone. You see them brothers that don't even have GMS on their title. But what, they look like Edomites, but they're teaching the truth. And vocab, what can he say about that? Oh, all black Hebrew Israelites. That shit is over with, man. It's over with. And we ain't no black Hebrew Israelites. The Lord loves diversity, right? The Lord loves diversity. He set this up perfectly just to set you niggas up now. Partner, Ezekiel 11 and 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahweh Shai, I will even gather you from the people. How are we being gathered? Okay, what's that? Baruch chapter 4, gathered by his word. That's how we're being gathered, right? And assemble you out of the countries, and also what? The 12 tribe chart. That's what I want to mention too. Did I mention that in the beginning? If I didn't, I'll mention it now. The 12 tribe chart is very important and crucial to have out there when you're teaching. You have to have that 12 tribe chart. That's how a lot of brothers came into this thing. If you don't have that, it's like nakedness. I feel naked. If I don't have that on, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. But you have to have it because we're going to go into Ezekiel too. I forgot actually to bring that out. Ezekiel. Right, to go into Ephraim more. I'll grab that after, Lord willing, if I remember, or a brother can remind me. Ezekiel, because that was one of my precepts here, Ezekiel, or chapters to go into. Ezekiel 11 and 17, right? And assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel, which we're not in our land. We're not in the Holy Land now. Now you got Esau and you got them Ishmaelites there, right? So the Lord has to rid those beasts out of that land first, like the scriptures say, right? Okay, of course, we know that World War III is approaching, it's near. So let's grab Hosea 7 and 8. Now, you're gonna have Ephraimites that look like other nations, that look like Edomites, right? They look like Edomites. Hosea 7 and 8, it says here, Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Now remember, the seed line comes from the father. Numbers 1 and 18, right? You are who your father is. You're gonna have a lot of Ephraimites that look light-skinned, but their fathers are Ephraim, are from that tribe. The bloodline it's like locked into it. Like you can lock in Esau to the prophecies of him being the devil, same way you can lock in the Israelites of who they are, biblically. You can't make this stuff up. Wawa, that's brother put Wawa, trunks. That's right. Wawa, that's the Hebrew word for hook. A Wawa. All right, you know, because that's the hook. That's it's like we go fishing out there, right? That's the hook. The 12, like the brother's absolutely right. The 12 tribe chart is the hook, is the Wawa. So we're bringing our scriptures, we're breaking this down. You know, brothers might be fellowshipping, or brothers could be out there by themselves, whatever the case may be. And here comes a Puerto Rican coming down the block. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, peace, peace. You start dialoguing and you know, and you all of a sudden like, yeah, the Spaniards went over there and killed the Taino Indians. The population was decreased to 500. And that's true. All right, the Taino Indians, I forget what Taino means. Does it mean brave lord or noble lord? Something like that, but like I said, I'm not gonna go I'm not gonna go too deep, but I'm gonna bring out some history too. So right, and that's the hook. The 12 tribe chart is the hook. I always used to walk by and look at the 12 tribe chart. Hey man, I hit you with something. One brother one time called me a Moabite before I even came into the camp. Please, come on now. Call me, I'm like, I told him, well, my father's fathers were living. See that? But like, nah, he can't be no. Of course not. Of course not. Because I always came back to inquire. Boom. Damn. It's always something that always stuck with you, man. You know, this the Lord's work, man. So the Lord's work is gonna prosper, ain't nothing going. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. That's right, We are fishers of men, but after we go fishing, when the elect is sealed, okay, when the 1/3 is sealed, guess what? It's hunting time. Jeremiah 16:16. We gonna go hunting, right? So let's grab Hosea 7:8 again. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. You got Ephraimites that look like Edomites. And that was the point. Let's go to Jeremiah 12:9. This is Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. It says this. Mine heritage, meaning the Israelites, it says here in Jeremiah 12, my chosen people, right? Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. Now, how does a speckled bird look? They're gonna come looking like light, like, you know, brown feathers, white feathers. They're gonna have all kinds of, Shalom, Mak Shapah of the 12 Ba. Moreover, thou son of man, that's the scripture I wanted to actually grab too. I'm gonna grab that for you, Wak. So you're gonna have Israelites or Ephraimites that look like a speckled bird. They're gonna look like all color birds. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the Lord set this thing up. But in the eyes of some Israelite camps, they be like, nah. Hey, look, man, I got shunned away by the IUIC. I told brothers that testimony a while back. I got shut. The IUIC said nope. You know, but it's all good though. You know, it's all good. You know, and you know what they were doing that? One time they shunned me away. They were praying in the street. The scriptures say, be not like the hypocrite that they all pray in the streets. That's what Christians do, right? They're in that Christianity shit, right? So actually, let me grab that before I forget. Let me bring out the precept that the brother posted on the comment board. This is Ezekiel chapter 12 and verse, let's start at verse 7, verse 6, verse 15. The word of the Lord, Yahweh Yahushai, came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah, the southern kingdom, and for the children of Israel, the northern kingdom, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, which Ephraim is interchangeable with Joseph, and for all the house of Israel, his companions. Hey, look, man, to add insult to injury, Joseph and Manasseh had a heathen mother. How about that? But they're Israelites because of their father. I mean, what? Did I say Ephraim and Manasseh, right, had a heathen mother. And they were born in Egypt. But they're Israelites because their father Joseph is an Israelite. It says this, for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another into one stick. That's why the 12 tribe chart is so important. That's why when you're out there teaching, you have to have the 12 tribe chart. You have to have it, right? Oh man, it is clear. Brothers in the spirit, we can clearly see this. And join them one to another into one stick. Now you see the tribes coming together, the tabernacles of David. Okay, the breach is closing in. The Most High is joining us together. And that what? Bringing a family together, but obviously of the elect and those in the right spirit. Because all Israelites ain't coming together on the side. Right? The Lord ain't set it up that way. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, will thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Yeah, what's that right there? Yeah, the Negroes, I know. You know Jake. A lot of Jake be like, yeah, I know. Okay? And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, will thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahushai, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Yahushai, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. So you can't make this stuff up. And before we get into our land, our own land, what? ICBMs, okay, World War III, okay, the ICBM nuclear destruction has to happen first. Well, of course, we have the MOTB and all these things that have to play out, Jacob's Trouble, then World War III, and then Yahweh Shai simultaneously cracking those the clouds, okay, cracking the skies with the chariots. All right, let's grab, oh man, let's grab a few, well, I already proved, let's go to Tobit. I didn't want to go to Tobit. Let's go to Tobit. So like, if I don't read every brother's precept, bear with me. You know, it's a lot to bring out, because I still want to go into to the history too. Where you at? Tobit chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be Yahweh Yahweh Shai that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. For he doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down at hell. Here goes this hell doctrine. IUIC believes in that. Oh, you're gonna burn forever, huh? And bringeth up again. What? Right, we're from our low condition, the Lord is raising us up. He's raising the tribes. That's what the Lord is doing now. He's raising the tribes. That's why we always go in Ezekiel 37. And it says this, and bringeth up again, neither is there any that can avoid his hand. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel. Why? Because the Israelites are scattered among the Gentiles. For ye have scattered us among them. That's straight to the point. So you're going to have Israelites that speak different languages. That's why we spoke the Greek language. That's why Paul spoke the Greek language, we believe, and the Latin language, and he also spoke the Paleo-Hebrew. Right? The Apostle Paul, where was the Apostle born at? Tarsus. City of Cilicia, Tarsus in Asia Minor. Right? That's nowhere near Jerusalem. But the Apostle Paul, he was a Jew, all right, from the tribe of Benjamin. He was also a Hebrew, right? He was also a Hebrew. He called himself a Hebrew of the Hebrews, okay? Because Israelites are not the only known Hebrews. You have other nations that go back, they can be classified as Hebrews, but not Israelites, right? Ham cannot be classified as a Hebrew. Japheth cannot be classified as a Hebrew, right? But those that came out of Shem, and they could be classified as Hebrews. All right, but not Israelites. We're the Israelites. All right, this is all right, let's go into, oh man. I did want to go into Baruch 2, we're remembering ourselves, calling on the name of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. 2 Kings 17, brothers should know that. Okay, actually, let's grab that. 2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17, where you at? 2 Kings chapter 17. And I'll start from the top. It says this, in the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, Hoshea, this king goes back to the tribe of Ephraim. The way you say his name in Hebrew is Hawashai. Hawashai, not Yahweh, but Hawashai, deliverer. This king had the name of Hawashai. The son of Eli to reign in Samaria, which Ephraim dwelt in Samaria, over Israel 9 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, right? Because a lot of the kings of the southern and northern kingdom were going off. Salakia. Forget it. All right, we're going off. So, and it says this, but not did evil, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the kings of Israel that were before him. Against him came up Mannaseh, king of Assyria. This talking about this Mannaseh the fifth. Brothers can look that up. And Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. Right? And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to So, king of Egypt, and brought no present to the king of Assyria. I believe the Hamites during this time were living, Mizraim was living in that area at this time, before the Ptolemaic Empire, of course, obviously ran them out of it, or the Greeks, and brought no present to the king of Assyria, right? Because this was around 22 BC, and brought no present to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Therefore, the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. And in the ninth year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria, meaning the northern kingdom away into Assyria, because, right, he took the northern kingdom first, and placed them in Halah and in Habor by the river of Gozan, and in the cities of the Medes, right? Right? So he carried us away and he put imposters there, right? That's why we always go to John chapter 4 when Yahweh dealt with that Cushite woman at the well. She wasn't an Israelite. See, she was a heathen, right? Yahweh said, look, man, you ain't got nothing to do with us. You ain't no Israelite. The time will come with the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and the truth. And that's happening now. Believe that. Best believe that. That's happening now. Right? But Yahweh said, look, man, because Yahweh understood the history. Like, he knew how her people got to Shechem or Samaria. He knew that. Like, look, they were taken there by the Assyrian king, placed there, and the Assyrian king removed Israelites and placed Israelites into Assyria in all these different localities or locations. Right? So, actually, listen, you know what? There's a lot you could bring out with 2 Kings. Also, 1 Kings chapter 11, where it talks about Jeroboam and I believe Rehoboam, okay, with the split, I know the split happened, the Israel and, or the northern and southern kingdom in 931 BC. But prior to that, when you had King David ruled and Solomon ruled for 40 years, all the tribes were together until that split happened. The reason why the Most High split the tribes up too, that split because we were going off. The reason why we went into captivity because we were going off. Right? But the Lord is bringing the tribes together, the southern and northern kingdom. Right? This is 2nd Esdras, right? I'll grab it from here. 2nd Esdras chapter, what's that, 13, right? 2nd Esdras chapter 13. I'll start at verse 40. Actually, I'll start at verse 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes which were carried. And Baba Kashak, can somebody post on the comment board if they could? I have other sheep that are not of this fold. If somebody could post that up, Baba Kashak. If not, I'll grab it. Though, verse 40, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea or Hoshea the king, whom Mannaseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. And I was talking about in Assyria, went over like Babylon or the land of Assyria in that area. You had like the Euphrates River, right? The Tigris, the Euphrates River. And it says this, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. And what country is that? Okay, what country is that? It's going to tell you, and it's America. That's why I'm going to grab the Jewish encyclopedia and look up Arsarid. It says this, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And you had the Gadites, right? They had priests among the Gadites, which we know that was like off, but they had priests among the Gadites. All right, when we first, before Esau came in, you had Israelites calling on Yahweh Shai, but in a different way, you know what I'm saying? But we understood what they meant. You know what I'm saying? You had the Ephraim, they called on Yahya. John 10:16, and other sheep I have which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. Right? And that's what this is ties in with. What I just read right here, because the northern kingdom is being what? Is being gathered. The southern kingdom is being gathered. The Israelite foreigners that look like heathens are being gathered. You got Israelites that look like one brother from the GMS Dallas camp. He looks like an Elamite or the East Indians, but you can clearly see he be in the spirit. He's in the spirit. He's out there. He's been in the truth longer than I have. All right. We always pray we want to continue in this thing. You know, we always pray that the Lord don't take that spirit away from us. But that man is in the spirit. He looks like an Elamite, but he's an Israelite. And it says this. That they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And this ties into various precepts, which I'm not going to jump all around. Right. Also, I want to make mention this too. When you deal with brothers know who Hiram is, the Phoenician. Okay. Now he was a Hamite. Hiram was a Hamite, right? or the Phoenicians. Solomon sent Hiram to the Americas to get like wild animals, like animals and gold, the gold of Ophir. And also, we believe that the Olmecs, they're like, the Hamites left that as a sign. The scriptures tell you that. Zion, like in that area, you know what I'm saying? Like the people have been here in the Americas, way before Esau got here. All right, the northern kingdom was here. All right, but before the northern kingdom got here, the Hamites came here, and that's a fact. The Hamites came here. Hiram was sent here by Solomon to go, go get like I mentioned, gold, go get like animals, okay, and stuff like that. But I have a book I bring with me. It's called They Came Before Columbus. They came before Columbus, right? And they said that the Olmecs, and they mentioned like Hiram and the Phoenicians in that book. And they show Hamite pictures, like pictures of Hamites in that book. You know who wrote that book? Fucking Edomites. Edomites wrote. So they know. They know. How much more we? If they know, you think we don't know? They said that the Olmecs, all Olmecs, however you pronounce that, those big stone, basalt stone faces. They said that all the stones faced east. Why? All the stones faced east. All the Olmecs faced east. Why? Because everybody comes from the east. Okay, everybody comes from the east. Well, the northern kingdom, the Most High, okay, worked a miracle and brought them, carried them, and placed them here in the Americas. That right there is a great sign. Some of you may be trying to figure out, the scriptures do say what they it took like Hiram a year and a half to go and a year and a half to come back. Let's read it. It says this, verse 42, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. This ties in with, what's that, 1 Kings chapter 5? Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, the high shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. Right? Hold on. Did I miss something here? Okay, another land, right? Hold on, let me see something. And go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. And I believe there's a precept. What's that? Ratazah, I forget. I believe it's in Deuteronomy somewhere. I forget. Another land, Arsareth. Let's go into Arsareth. We're going to go into the Jewish Encyclopedia. Now, brothers, we ain't put this together. Esau came up with this. We ain't do it. Right? So we're going to go into the Jewish Encyclopedia. For Arsareth. Right? It says this. This is from the Jewish Encyclopedia. Arsareth, which simply means another land. It says this. Arsareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until I believe the Gadites had the Gadite women had they went through the law of purification. If it was a male child, if it was a female, well, they went through the law of purification. That's in the laws. Right? Mary, Yahushua's mother, went through the law of purification. So, and you got people still believing in a virgin birth. She had to go through the law of purification. Okay? Yahushua was made of a woman, right? Mary was his real mother. Joseph was Yahushua's real father. All right? Joseph popped Mary. She had to go through the law of purification. And that's it, and as simple as that. It says here, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration according to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, verse 45, Columbus identified America with this land. Christopher Columbus. Now, why do you think you got the country Colombia? Somebody could look that up right quick. Where does Colombia go back to? Right? Christopher Columbus. Okay? Why do you think you got places called, why do you think Puerto Rico was named Puerto Rico? Right? Why do you think Española was named Española? Because you were colonized, or Hellenized. Hellenized, yeah. But you were what? Conquered by the Spaniards. Those Spaniards go back to Esau, Edom. All right? That's why the scriptures talk about in Revelation whose deadly wound was healed. Esau's deadly wound was healed during the what? During the time of the Renaissance. They came back into power, whose deadly wound was healed. Salaki. Salaki. Put this over here. Right. Get a drink over here. Right? So that's that. Let's go to all right, let's go to, I'm gonna go grab some information in this book, and I also want to hold Hosea chapter 13. Hosea, let me hold this. Hosea chapter 13. Right? Tell me if this, and I'm gonna read, I can read the KJV or the NIT, NLT, doesn't matter. But I'm gonna go to page 17, right, from this book here. A brief account of the destruction of the Indies by Bartholomew de las Casas. It says this. I'm gonna start from page 16. It says, namely such, both, it's talking about how the Spaniards conquered the Taino Indians and the people of Cuba, Manasseh, and also the people of Hispaniola. We all share the same curses. They ain't nowhere getting around it. That's right, Psalm 49. The ill thought is that their houses shall continue forever. All right, and their dwelling from generation, they named their lands after themselves. Right, and that's exactly what Esau did. America, how you think America got its name? How you think Africa got its name? How you think Colombia got its name? It says this, namely such both offensive and defensive as resemble reeds, wherewith boys sport with one another more than manly arms and weapons, which the Spaniards no soon perceived, mounted on generous steeds, well armed with lances and swords. Wasn't Esau given the blessing of the sword when you go to Genesis 27 and 40? Being to exercise their bloody butcheries and strategies. The Most High said he hates the bloody and the deceitful man. Esau is a bloody and a deceitful man, right? And overrunning their cities and towns, spared no aids. Babakashah, could somebody grab that in Deuteronomy if they could? If possible, Deuteronomy, they should not regard the person of the old. It's Deuteronomy 28, verse 49 through 50. Actually, you know what? I'll read it. Since I mentioned, I'll read it. Deuteronomy chapter 28, my bad. 28, verse 49. And I'll start at verse 48. I'll start at verse 48. Hold on. Start at verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Now, isn't ancient Rome symbol the eagle? Isn't ancient Greek's symbol the eagle? As swift as the eagle flieth. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. What they gave us? What they gave us? Spanish. That's why you got the Mexicans or the Issacharites. They speak Spanish, right? You ask a Northern Kingdom, Jake. What's your nationality? Oh, yo soy Latino. That's a language, buddy. That's a language that came from the Romans. That language goes back to the Romans. Okay, or they say they're Spanish. That's Spanish means to pertain to Spain. You see that you're still in slavery? If you're still calling yourself a Spanish, right, you're still in slavery. They refuse to let us go. those that held us captive refused to let us go. They don't want you learning that you're an Israelite. You call yourself an Israelite, you're in big, big trouble. All right, that's why they pay agents like Vocab Malone to come up to the Israelite camp to test us, right? To try to get us out of character. Oh, they said they're gonna kill us. No. We're gonna put you in slavery when that time comes. We ain't doing nothing. We're here. Look, we're preaching the gospel. We're preaching the good news to our people. We're telling you what's gonna happen before it happens. Okay, yes, Vocab is going into slavery because he is an Edomite. There's no doubt about that, right? But we're gonna have a rod of iron. We're gonna beat these heathens over the head in the kingdom, not now. All right, we're not carnal, man. We ain't out there like the Sakari. Niggas got bazookas out there, sickles, and assault rifles. And you're gonna lose, because look, man, Esau gonna take you down. You're gonna lose. It's gonna be, what's that, Masada all over. It's gonna be Masada all over. That's why Yahweh spoke about it, 70 AD. And Masada, flee to the mountains, it's gonna be Masada all over. Right, you had Israelites that fled into the west coast of Africa. Then you had Israelites that like the Sakaris that fled into to Masada. Damn, you niggas, yo, the Most High said he'll choose your delusions. The Lord chose Sakari's delusion. You're delusional, man. Anyway, let's go back. Let's finish reading this, my bad. Deuteronomy 28 and 50. And, right, they gave you Spanish. They gave us English. A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So they fed what? Jake to alligators, use it for alligator bait, right? Ezekiel 35 and 5, yep. And they do, these devils got a perpetual hatred. They continue what? To oppress Jake. They're not gonna let you, that's exactly why Esau set up the school system, which we call the fool system. That's exactly why Esau set up all these different curriculums and colleges and the sporting events, the bread and circus, to get you, Jake, far away from the Most High. This devil knew what he was doing. Okay, what's that saying? If you want to hide the truth from Jake, put it in a book. Well, not us, buddy, because we going. All right, of course, we don't weary ourselves in all these different books, but we bring out the proper information that ties in to the Bible. That we do, right? Too much study is a weariness of the flesh. We understand it, but I'm bringing out a book that ties in perfectly with what I'm about to read in Hosea, and also what I just read in Deuteronomy 28. It says this, check this out, begin to exercise, so they had no regard for the old or young, right? Begin to exercise their bloody butcheries and strategies, and overrunning their cities and towns, spare no age or sex, nay, not so much as women with child. Say you ain't gonna have, the curses tell you that your child should be taken away from you, right? They are, whether it's not welfare, what's that, the child protective services or whatever they call those, whatever they call that, but they'll take the child away from you. They'll separate the man from the woman, okay, or the child from the father, right? That's why Tupac said, turn this house into a happy home. All right, this is a broken home. It's a broken home. Jake is broke. It's broken. The only true family that we can really say we have is the brotherhood. That's the true family we can say we have, right? But Jake out there, they broke. Yeah, the brother lighting it up on the comment board. Yeah, Romans 12 and 19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, exactly. All right, we don't avenge ourselves, man, you know? Vengeance belongs to the Most High, and the Lord gonna repay. He gonna repay Esau for what he did, all right? And not only Esau, the other nations too. The Africans, that's why we always go into Joel chapter 3, the Africans, the Ishmaelites. It says this. It says, nay, not so much as women with child, but ripping up their bellies toward them alive in pieces, right? So I'm gonna grab Hosea 13 and verse 16. I'm gonna read the KJV, then an NOT, or the NIV, NOT. I got it lined up. It says here, verse 16, Samaria shall become desolate. Now, Samaria can represent the northern kingdom. Anytime you read Samaria, well, for the most part, it's talking about the northern kingdom. For she hath rebelled against her power. Why? Because Ephraim, what does Ephraim do? What God do they serve? What deity does Ephraim worship? Here in America, also in the island of Puerto Rico. Cesare Borgia, right? Leave Ephraim alone because they are joined unto idols. Oh, this is our people. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell you know what I mean? They be speaking in Spanish, talking about, Jesus no es negro, es blanco. Tiene ojos azules y cabello liso, whatever, however they say it. They believe that image that Esau put up there during slavery, that's the image that they fed you Jakes. Not only the tribe of Judah, the tribe of Levi, and Haiti. Look at Haiti. A lot of Haitians bow down to Cesare Borgia. Look at the Simeonites. You cannot tell them if the Lord is a black man from the tribe of Judah. Right? They're ready to pull out a machete on you. You can't tell them that the Lord is a so-called black man. Right? Hosea 13:16, Samaria shall become desolate, excuse me. For she hath rebelled against her power. They shall fall by the sword. Now Esau was given the blessing of the sword, right? Their infants shall be dashed in pieces, and their women with child shall be ripped up. Let's read that again. And overrunning their cities and towns, spared no age or sex, nay, not so much as women with child, but ripping up their bellies, tore them alive in pieces. Read the NOT. It says this. I'm about to wrap it up in a bit. Throw it for the brothers on the common board. Verse 16, the people of Samaria must bear the consequences of their guilt. Why? Because you followed other gods. You went after other gods. Right? Because they rebelled against their power, they will be killed by an invading army. Oh man, what's the one who gave them to the murderers? Ephraim should be given to the murderers. Brothers know what I'm talking about. Is it in Deuteronomy 30, 33, 49? Ephraim shall be given to the murderers. Man, the people of Samaria must bear the consequences of their guilt because they rebelled against their power. They will be killed by an invading army, which is who? Esau, the Spaniards. Their little ones dashed to death against the ground. Their little ones dashed to death against the ground. Their pregnant women ripped open by swords. That's it, right? Ephraim to the murderers, Let me type that in. I should be able to find it. Or to the murderer. Okay, Hosea chapter 9 and verse 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, which that's Puerto Rico. But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Now, who's the murderer? Esau. Okay, who's the murderer? Esau. Go what? Because Esau is the reincarnation of who? Cain. Okay, Cain being that first murderer and Esau being a murderer. He has, like the brother posted, that having that perpetual hatred. Okay, so you can't get around this, man. You can't get around this, right? But Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. And what they were doing, his hand toward his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. Right, that's right, right. What they were doing is they were cutting, because the Spaniards not only came here for gold, but because the Spanish crown, Queen Isabella, Ferdinand, not only them, you gotta really, if you go into it, it was more than just Queen Isabella and the Spanish crown, right? They had, they would write like papal bulls, all right, in letters or whatever. They say, look, man, go to America. We know that those Israelites are there because the Most High put it in their spirit to attack us, to attack us, to come over here to this side with them ships, okay, to come over here and hunt us down. All right, but anyway, they came here for gold. But if you didn't have enough, like bring enough gold in on that day. You brothers seen that movie, all right? Conquest of Paradise, 1492. There's other movies too that show it, but they would cut off the hands, like boom, or they'll kill them. Okay, no good. You didn't bring enough gold, right? Showing you these devils can never get enough. Although, say if they did bring enough gold, right? Okay, because the Aztec Empire, if you look at the Aztec Empire, they were doing the same exact thing to the tribe of Issachar over there in around like 15 something with Cortez, all right? Which is funny because a lot of Issacharites have the name of Cortez, right? They got their slave owner's name, so they would do that to the Issachar, the Aztecs. They would do it to the Mayans. They did it to the tribe of Zebulon. All right, they did it to all of us because we share the same curses. All right, the 12 tribe chart is absolutely 100% biblical. You can't get around it. You can't get around it. This other stuff, some other things I want to bring out too, but I might wrap it up. Lord willing, you brothers were fed and were edified. I was actually planning on going to do the video on on the Rekama Yum history, but it didn't allow me. It said 24 hours or whatever it is. But oh well, it happens. But with that, Tawada Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Kol Halali Mla Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right? And Tawada for you brothers for going on the comment board and posting them precepts. And Tawada Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to go into this lesson. All right, the tribe of Ephraim, the tribe of Manasseh, all right, they are tribes. They are part of the 12 tribes. They are Hebrew Israelites. The Puerto Ricans are Israelites. The Cubans are Israelites. All right, all Israelites are not black. All Israelites are not going to be dark. All right, Shalom.